It's Vlogsgiving day 10, and today we're going to be making some homemade beauty products. I'm so excited for this. I've been up this morning already making coffee. I'm having some more Starbucks pumpkin spice that I got in my grocery haul video. Absolutely love this coffee. I know Starbucks coffee is not for everyone, but man, it is for me. I fucking love it. If you're not interested in the daily energy and my journaling and you just want to get straight to the DIY projects, there are timestamps down below in the description box. Let's check out the magical almanac for today. Today is Friday, November 14th. The moon is waning in Virgo. Fridays are my favorite day of the week. They are ruled by the planet Venus, which is also my ruling planet. The Venus energy is love, friendship, reconciliation, and beauty. It's a great day to go out, have fun with your friends, spend time with your partner, go on dates, hang out with your family, all of that awesome stuff. Be social. To purify my space and set my intentions today, I'm going to burn some incense that is also ruled by the planet Venus, because that's what we do here. So today I am burning vanilla incense. This incense is from Gia's Traditions, my favorite incense shop on Etsy, which I will always link to in the description box. I really love the scent of vanilla, but I'm not a huge fan of vanilla in like perfumes and body sprays and stuff. I don't know why. I don't want to smell it on me all the time. But I like the smell of it in like candles, incense, baked goods. And vanilla is a very useful little plant. It is a feminine plant ruled by the planet Venus and associated with the element of water. You may not think of vanilla as like a traditional herb, but it definitely has its uses in magic. Vanilla is a type of fermented orchid, and you can use it in love sachets, love spells. You can carry vanilla bean with you to attract love. You can put a vanilla bean into a bowl of sugar to infuse it with loving vibrations. Vanilla is just all about love. Colors associated with Venus and therefore Friday are green and pink. So today I'm going to be journaling in green ink. I'm going to do kind of a green theme for today. Journal prompt for today is: what small rituals help me stay aligned with the version of myself I'm becoming? In my opinion, one of the benefits of journaling is that sometimes things will come up for you that you didn't even know you were worried about or that you needed to work on, or it just bubbles up from your subconscious. That's why I like doing stream of consciousness journaling. And I've been working with these journaling prompts this month, which have been very helpful because they kind of get my mind started down a certain path. But I also tend to veer off that path, and that's okay too. So today while I was journaling, something that came up for me is my tendency to start things and never finish them, or to plan projects and never do them, never actually go through with completing them. And I think one of the reasons is because I am a perfectionist, which is not what it sounds like. What it means to me is that I try to wait until all conditions are absolutely perfect before I will do a project. Like, for instance, today I'm planning on making some lotion, which I've needed to do for weeks, but I wanted to make sure everything was absolutely perfect. Like, I had all of the exact perfect oils. My kitchen was perfectly clean. It was the right day for filming, so that I could film it, like all this stuff, when I could have just like at any day after dinner just went in there and whipped up a batch of lotion with dirty pans on the stove or whatever. But I make these plans for things in my mind. And if everything is not exactly according to this plan that I have created for myself, I won't do it. So I have like this huge list of projects that I want to complete, like literally hundreds of things on my to-do list. And none of them are getting completed, and then I feel frustrated, like I'm not getting things done that I want to get done in my life. I'm not making progress and moving forward in my hobbies and things because I have this mental block that I've created myself. I've created this for myself. And one thing that kind of brought this to light for me is watching Ted. Like, he just does shit. He does not care. The house doesn't have to be clean enough. It doesn't have to be the right day. He's out there working on his fucking bike right now. Like, and he just does projects. He makes soap. He makes more soap than I do. Just the other night, like after dinner, he's like, I'm gonna make a batch of soap because that's what I want to do. And I never would have done that because, like, oh, I need to put the dishes away in the dish rack. I need to clean the table first. He's like, no, let's just make soap. That's what we want to do. Let's just do that. So I am trying to force myself to live more in that kind of energy because what I'm doing now is obviously not working for me. So I don't know. That's just something that came up for me. I thought I would share. Let me know if you can relate to that or if you do something similar. Let's try to work on it together, okay? I'm going to try to start knocking out these projects. I'm not waiting for the perfect time. I'm not waiting for the perfect conditions. That doesn't exist because if it did, all of these projects would already be done. So fuck perfectionism, okay? It's hard for me, but I'm gonna try to say fuck perfectionism, and we're gonna try to start knocking some of this shit out that I need to do. That being said, I am about to go get ready for the day. I got some house cleaning to do, and then I'm gonna be back to make some beauty products with you guys. I can't wait. I'm ready for the day, and honestly, I'm not doing much today. I've been really feeling like not wearing makeup and being more natural lately, and it doesn't hurt that I have this fresh piercing. I don't want to be, you know, getting makeup all around it or bumping it while I'm trying to do eyeshadow and stuff. So I'm wearing no makeup at all except for my homemade lip balm. That's it. And we gotta make some more of that soon because I'm down to like my last tube. But a batch of it literally lasts me like a year. For jewelry, I'm just wearing a choker and my black triangle earring. That's it. And my outfit, y'all, it's nothing special. Y'all, today I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be cleaning the house and making homemade products, and I just wanna be comfortable. So I'm just wearing my favorite t-shirt that's like literally falling apart that I got from Disturbia, and some black leggings. And look at this. I'm just wearing like house sandals, just slippers, okay? I need to be comfortable today. It's a t-shirt, leggings kind of day. Sometimes you just have those days where you just want to throw on a legging and t-shirt and get your shit done. And you don't want to have to worry about getting all dressed up. I'm not wearing boots around. I'm not wearing a ton of makeup. Today's a natural, comfy day. Okay, y'all, the time has come. I'm getting ready to make a batch of body lotion and a batch of deodorant. So each one of these is going to make 2 servings, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna make 2 jars of body lotion, one for me, one for Ted, and 2 sticks of deodorant, one for me and one for Ted. So let's get started with the lotion first. So first of all, I've gathered all of my ingredients and supplies that I need here to make lotion. I use avocado oil, shea butter, colloidal oats because Ted has eczema, so that helps to soothe his skin, emulsifying wax, which helps emulsify the oils and water together, vegetable glycerin, which is a humectant, vitamin E oil. This is my preservative that I use so our lotion doesn't grow mold or bacteria. And then I'm going to be using some lavender essential oil. Personally, I like chamomile oil in mine, but Ted does not, so we're going to use lavender. And then here are my 2 jars that I'm going to be putting the lotion in. Over here on the stove, I've got 2 pans ready to go. I've got my scale and all of my glassware that I'm gonna need to weigh this out and mix it. And how could I forget the most important piece of equipment is the immersion blender. We're gonna start by weighing out our ingredients. For shea butter, we're gonna use about 69 grams. Holy crap, I got it to exactly 69. That almost never happens. I'm gonna transfer the shea butter into our pan. Now for the emulsifying wax. We need 27.6 grams. Well, I can only get it to 27.5, so that's going to have to do the trick. The emulsifying wax makes it easier to blend the oil and water ingredients together and make them into a lotion. You can make lotions without emulsifying wax, but honestly, once I started using it, I never wanted to go back. Our last ingredient is avocado oil. I need 69 grams of this as well. Because this is a liquid, I got to be careful when I'm pouring this and measuring it. Oh, way too much. Okay, I gotta pour some of that out. 68.4, we're gonna take it. And then I'm just gonna add that in with my other oil ingredients. So we're gonna be mixing all the oils together in one pan, all the water-based ingredients in another, and then we're gonna emulsify those 2 together, and that's how you make a lotion. Our water-based ingredients are also gonna include the colloidal oats. So you don't need very much of this at all, and it goes a little goes a long way. So we're gonna go for 4.6 grams is what we're shooting for. 4.7, okay, we're gonna call that good. That's very close. I get it as close as I possibly can with my scale, and I've never had any problems doing that. We're gonna put these oats into a separate pan here. Next, we're gonna measure out our vegetable glycerin, which I said earlier, it's a humectant. It helps keep moisture in your skin. We need 13.8 grams of vegetable glycerin. So with liquid, I'm going to try to be very careful again. So, 13.5. Okay, we'll take that. I'm going to add the glycerin in with the colloidal oats. Again, it's okay if every little bit doesn't come out because we're going to put the water in here last and scrape it all out. Okay, oops, I lied. There's no way this little thing is going to hold all of the water. We actually need 276 grams of water. So I am using this beaker thing here. I've got 252 in it. I think I can fill it up to 276. Let's see. Oh, 276.6. Hell yeah. But what I am going to do is pour a little bit of that water in here and rinse it around just to get any of those remaining ingredients out of this jar or out of this bowl and into our mixture. There we go. Then I'm gonna add all the rest of the water. I don't know why I'm not pouring it out of the spout. Let's pour it out of the spout. I feel like a scientist. Now I'm gonna turn each of these over low heat because what we wanna do here is melt all the oils together and also slightly warm up the oatmeal and water mixture. Or I called it oatmeal, colloidal oats, you know what I'm saying. You were there. I'm not gonna subject your ears to this, but I do whisk the oatmeal and water together. It's very screechy with a metal whisk on a metal pan, so I'm not gonna make you listen to that like I did last time. Sorry. Y'all, while I'm making lotion, Ted's in here painting a masterpiece.
This is a Bob Ross.
That's good, baby. Like, I don't even think I could do it that good. I love it.
These aren't the paints to do it. If you have oil paints, because they'll bleed into, like, you can blend them real nice.
Oh, these are acrylic paints, yeah. Now that our oils are melted, we have to check our temperature because we want our oils and our water mixture to be roughly the same temperature before we try to emulsify them together. So I got 149, 105. Okay, so I'm gonna take the oil off the heat. I'm gonna turn the heat off on the oil. I'm gonna slightly turn up the heat on the water mixture. And we're gonna try to get them within 10 degrees of each other, just like when making soap. I find that that works better when you go to blend them together. So what I'm gonna do to help the oils cool down faster is go ahead and pour them into our mixing bowl. And also, I like to pour the oil in first and then pour the water into the oil, and it mixes better that way, I found. Okay, let's check our temps. We've got 144 here and 134 here. We are ready to blend. All I'm gonna do is pour the oatmeal mixture, which the oatmeal, now that it's gotten warmer and I've been whisking it, it has completely dissolved into the water and glycerin. And then I'm just gonna pour that right in there. And now comes the fun part. Time to emulsify. I'm gonna put my immersion blender right in there and I'm gonna put it on low. And I'm basically just gonna blend until these are blended together well and I have the consistency that I like. It can take a while. I feel like I have been blending for like 15 minutes straight. It's starting to thicken up. It always takes a lot longer than I think it's going to actually thicken up, but you can see now it's a much thicker mixture, but I've still got some more mixing to go. I'm just trying to give the immersion blender a little break, so I'm whisking it by hand, and then I'm gonna go a few more minutes. We're gonna have lotion soon. It's gotten pretty thick here, not as thick as we want it, because think about it, you don't want your lotion to be too liquidy, but I usually stop when it's about the consistency of a thin mayonnaise or a salad dressing. And then we're going to stir in our cool down ingredients, and this will thicken up more as it cools down. But let's go ahead and add our other ingredients in. Oops, I don't think I was just recording. Sorry, I just added in 4.6 grams of vitamin E oil. You can see it right here on the surface. Then I'm going to add in my preservative. I'm currently using Geogard ECT natural preservative. This inhibits mold growth, bacteria growth in your water-based products. I am almost out of this. And once I think I might have just enough for this batch, and then I might try a different brand, but I will link to all these ingredients down in the description box if you want to check out any of them for yourself. In goes the natural preservative. I'm using 4.6 grams of that as well. And finally, I was supposed to add 4.6 grams of essential oil, but I went a little bit over, and I'm using lavender essential oil. It's also very soothing for the skin. It's already thickened up a lot just since I measured out and poured the oils in there. And I'm just gonna whisk them all together, make sure it's thoroughly mixed. And this is such a good recipe if you have eczema or just dry skin. I love this. I use this as my primary body lotion when I have it. And it's getting to be winter time, and Ted always gets eczema real bad in the winter time, so I like to keep him stocked up on this when I can. Okay, that is beautiful. That is just the texture we're looking for there. And it will thicken up even slightly more than this after we put it in the jars. I used to try to put this in, okay, that spoon isn't gonna be a very useful tool for this. I used to try to put this into pump bottles and make it like lotion that pumps out, but that didn't work very well. And I prefer a wide mouth jar, and so does Ted. So that's how I've started storing it. And I'm gonna really need to kind of like pour this out, because doing it 1 spoon at a time isn't going so hot. Let's try it more like this. There we go. And this looks like it's gonna make more than 2 8-ounce jars. Oh my goodness. I might have to go find another jar. That's how much it's supposed to make. That's how much I wrote in my notebook, but maybe my calculations were off, because this is definitely gonna make more. But I'll just make sure I get these jars all the way filled up. There we go.
More jars or no?
Yeah, I've got more jars. Yeah, go ahead and bring me one. I don't have much left. Isn't that beautiful, y'all? Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna let these sit and thicken up more and cool completely before we try it. In my experience, if you try to use it too early before it's really cooled completely down and thickened as much as it's gonna thicken, it will feel greasy on your skin and won't absorb as well. So I like to make sure, like I just put some on my hands and it feels kind of greasy. But if you wait until it's cool and thick, it will absorb right into your skin and it will just be luxurious, y'all. I like making my own lotion at home because, first of all, I just find it fun. It's really fun to make my own beauty products. Secondly, it works way better than store-bought lotions, in my opinion. This colloidal oat lotion does. And I also like that I can control the ingredients. I know exactly what's in there. I know there's no harmful parabens or chemicals in there. And you can customize it exactly to your specifications, make it whatever scent you like. Now we're about to make another super easy one. This one is even easier than lotion. We're gonna make homemade deodorant. And I know what you're thinking. It's gonna suck. It doesn't. It actually is pretty good. The only thing with it is not an antiperspirant. So this is a deodorant, which means it's not going to stop you from sweating. You will still sweat if you use this, if you're in a situation where you would normally sweat, but your sweat won't stink. It deodorizes you, but it doesn't stop you from sweating. But your body is meant to sweat like you were supposed to sweat. Believe me, I don't like to sweat either. And I was using this last winter, and when the summer came and I was having really bad sweating issues because of my medication, I switched to a store-bought antiperspirant, but I'm definitely going to use this throughout the winter. But just wanted to warn you about that if you want to try to make it yourself. If you tend to sweat a lot and that bothers you, this is not going to stop that, but it will stop you from smelling bad. I promise you that. So this is not my recipe. I will link to the recipe that I am using in the description box if you want to check it out. This is just the recipe I use that somebody else came up with, and I really like it. So to make homemade deodorant, we're going to use coconut oil and shea butter, beeswax, arrowroot powder, baking soda, cornstarch, and essential oil. I'm going to use lavender, but I think I'm going to use a little cedar too. And then I have here these 2 empty deodorant containers that you can just pour it in, let it harden. These are just like commercial deodorant containers. You twist the little thing on the bottom and it pushes it up. I like a deodorant stick. I don't want to be smearing my fingers in a jar. Like, I want a stick. So that's why I like this recipe as well. And I will link to these where I got these down in the description box too. You can just buy these empty and fill them yourself. Just like before, we need to weigh out our ingredients. So we're gonna start with beeswax, and beeswax helps to harden up the deodorant. This recipe actually goes by ounces and not grams, which I'm not crazy about, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna need 3/4 of an ounce of beeswax. There's about half. Whoops, I'm spilling it. Okay, perfect. 0.751. Let's add that into our little pan over here, because what we're going to do for the deodorant is kind of similar to the lotion, but we don't have any water-based ingredients in this. We just have oil, so we're going to melt all our oils together and then mix in our powders, and then we're going to pour that into our mold and let that harden. Next, we're going to add in 2 ounces of coconut oil. 2.018 is close enough. And then we'll add this into our pan with our beeswax. And finally, we need 3/4 ounce of shea butter. 0.751, about as close as I can get. And now that we have our oil and wax all in the pan, we're gonna melt this down. I'm gonna turn it over pretty low heat because you don't want to scorch it. As soon as our wax and oils are melted, then we're gonna take this off the heat immediately. And I don't bother dirtying up another pan or bowl. I just use the same pan that I melted the oils in. We're gonna start by adding our powder. First of all, we have baking soda, and yes, I opened my baking soda from the top like a heathen. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Baking soda is gonna help absorb those pit odors. Then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, just regular cornstarch like you would use for cooking. 1, And 2, cornstarch is also really absorbent and helps with odors. And then we're gonna add arrowroot powder, but we're gonna add more of this. This is also super absorbent, just like cornstarch and baking soda. We're gonna add about a 1/4 cup of arrowroot powder, and it goes everywhere, y'all. It gets everywhere. Look at it. I'm getting it all over my counter. Now we're gonna stir all these powders into our melted oils until we get like, it should be a liquidy, almost paste consistency, but you should still be able to pour it. I recommend using a whisk so you make sure you get as many of the lumps out as you can. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit lumpy, but I like to get it as smooth as I possibly can. Once your mixture is smooth and thick like this, then we need to add in our essential oils. I'm gonna use a combination of tea tree and cedarwood. Tea tree is an antibacterial, antimicrobial. It's great for anywhere there might be bacteria, like under your armpits. Cedarwood is also antimicrobial, and I also just love the way it smells in deodorant. You wanna do 10 to 20 drops of essential oil. I'm gonna do 10 of each, 10 of tea tree. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, I lost count. That came out way too fast. I don't know how many I did. Let me see if I can count out 10 of the cedarwood. 1, 2, 3. This is coming out super slow. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I'm just gonna whisk that in, and now we're ready to pour into our molds. Honestly, I would recommend using a pan with a pour spout on it, but I didn't do that, so I'm just gonna do my best here. I'm just gonna pour it directly into this mold, fill it all the way to the top, and this recipe should be enough for 2 deodorant sticks. Here's number 2. Oh yeah, perfect, perfect. I got a little more left here. And now when this hardens, you can just turn the little knob on the deodorant bottle, push it up, and start using it just like you would any other deodorant stick. But it does need to harden, so we're gonna set this aside and let it harden for a couple hours. Y'all, it's been a couple hours. I've been in there editing, and I think our stuff is done. So here's the lotion. Here's the little half jar that I got after I filled up the other 2. Ted's already taken his. He's already taken his and used his after his bath. And here's what the deodorant looks like. Once it's finished, ooh, no, it's still not completely finished. Okay, it's still a little soft. It's still a little bit soft, but I know it will harden. We may just need to leave it overnight. Okay, I'll let you guys know how that is in the morning. But we can try out the lotion because I know that's ready. So I'm gonna use this little half jar before I use up the full one. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's just beautiful. It's just luscious. Oh my goodness. It smells so good too, like lavender, my favorite scent. And it just absorbs right into your skin. Like, it's not greasy. It's just the perfect texture. It's just, oh my God, it's like heaven. I love this stuff. Ted, how did you like it?
Yeah, it's good stuff. I put it on my tattoo.
Yeah, it's good to put on your tattoo, to moisturize your tattoo.
Yeah, but it isn't greasy. It does just like soak into your skin real nice.
Do you like the scent?
Yeah, I like it better. It used to smell like just table flour too.
That's when I used the chamomile. You did not like the smell of that. Ted thinks German chamomile smells like flour. Like baking flour, not like a floral flower. I can kind of see that after he told me that, but it never would have like come to my mind. But once he said it, I was like, yeah, it kind of does. Anyway, y'all, the lotion was a success. I think I've really nailed this recipe and I love it so much. And like I said, I'll give you an updated review on the deodorant once it's hardened in the morning. Look at this Bob Ross masterpiece that Ted painted. It's so good. Well, it's a lot better than I could do anyway. I love all the depth, baby. Like, I was telling him we need to go get his canvases out of storage so he can paint on those instead of paper. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us for another day of Vlogsgiving. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who watches my vlogs. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying it so far. Ted and I may be planning a trip next week, and if we do go on the trip, there will be a couple days where there won't be a vlog. But we don't know for sure yet because his job offers have started to come in. So we don't know when he's going to be going back to work. It's not going to be till after Thanksgiving, but we have to kind of factor that in. So anyway, There's a possibility there may be a few days without a vlog. If we don't end up going, then I'll vlog every day. If we do, there'll be a couple days you won't have a video, but you'll have a trip vlogs when we get back. But anyway, I will keep you updated on that. I love you guys, and I will see you with a new one tomorrow.
Vlogsgiving.